انا نخاف نقول رايي يضربني جلد ولا حاجه. انا ما نصدقهاش. ما نعرفش حتى.
But wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Good afternoon. I assume everybody's fit and well in terms of injuries. Can we expect to see major changes in terms of the starting 11 for this game?
Yes, still I don't decide. I still not decide the starting 11, but sure, I think it's a competition that maybe we used to give the possibility to play for some player. I think after a busy period in Premier League, replay, Champions League, always is important to assess every single player. But yes, like always, I told you all that for me always is going to play Tottenham. It's not about the name, it's about the collective, and I think to keep the performance and the motivation, I think it's so important. We have 24 players that are capable to play in different competitions.
You've had a couple of days now to reflect on Juventus. Some people suggesting that it's possibly the best performance by an away team from England in recent years. How do you assess that?
I think if you put the first 7 minutes, I think the performance was very good. It's true that was a little bit unlucky because, of course, the first goal that we conceded, that for me was clear offside, didn't help us to stay on the game early, and then it's true that we struggled a little bit in the next few minutes. But after that, we conceded the second goal. The team was so confident and trust in the way that we play, and I think we start to dominate and play in the way that we wanted to play from the beginning, the game. And of course the performance was good, and I think on the end to play in this way against Juventus with all that means to play in a stadium like Turin, and then because in the last 3 seasons they were a team that played 2 Champions League final, always is about to prize the team. But that was good, but we need to think that will be a massive battle, because of course Juventus have the capacity to win, not only in Turin, if not away from home. And of course still a lot of work to do, and we need to perform very well if we want to go to the next stage of the Champions League. I think now we are so focused in trying to keep this momentum, this form. Of course that we have all the players fit, exciting to play and be involved in the starting 11 to compete. I think we have ahead the FA Cup, Champions League and Premier League, and I think 3 important competitions, and of course now all the squads need to feel important and need to feel part of the, if we want to success on the end, all need to give their best, and of course they are going to have the opportunity to show their quality too.
You said you're going to make changes for this game, obviously, but it's still a massive switch of emphasis from going for a Champions League game in Turin against Juventus to the FA Cup at Scotland in Rochdale. Is there a risk of complacency there, possibly?
Well, I think it's a massive challenge for us to keep the same level. I think I will be a little bit upset if we are not capable to keep the same level of motivation, because after to play Newport, I think it's a good example. And if you don't learn after Newport, it's because you are not clever enough to understand that if you want to win title, if we want to compete for being one of the best team on Europe, the game is against Rochdale is important, like was against Juventus or was Manchester United, Liverpool or Newport. For me, when Tottenham play, it's about Tottenham, it's about the competition, and if the FA Cup is an important competition, that we have the possibility to go to the quarter-final if we are capable to performance in the way that we are competing and performance in the last months.
You spoke about your concerns at the pitch in Rochdale in the last week or so. How much easier has the game become now that they've relayed the pitch? It's a surface that you're more used to.
First of all, I want to apologize to some people in Rochdale, the chairman, or the people taking in a wrong way my comment. My comment always was about to care. First of all, the player of Rochdale, our player, the competition is a game that they are going all England watching on TV. And after the replay, I remember I was with my coaching staff and with Michael Flynn and all the coaching staff of Newport, and they showed me a picture from after the game. It was the Millwall game, no replay, and yes, wasn't in a great condition. And of course, I was concerned about the FA Cup, the football, and the image that we are going to send, but care for their player too, not only for my player. And then it's a lot of comment around Tottenham, but always I was very respectful. And now, when I watch through the Rochdale website, the picture and the videos, and I think I need to congratulate them because the effort was massive to put in the best condition the pitch to play without risk, and only thinking to have a great game, and the football is going to win. And then, of course, our performance will dictate who is going through to the next stage. But I think now all we win Rochdale, win the FA Cup, the FA win, and win, of course, Tottenham. And I think the conditions are fantastic. Congratulate them because the effort was massive. I know very well that they worked very hard to try to put in the best condition. And apologize again if someone taken in a wrong way my words.
Was it ever in your mind to have the tie switch to Wembley, if only for safety reasons?
No. Always was, of course, that in that moment when you asked me about the situation of the pitch, because you saw in pictures about the pitch, we were worried, but about the everyone. But we never talk because after this day we receive, of course, the notification that they were able to change, relay the pitch, and they start to work very hard. But always I was confident and trust in they that are going to give their best to try to fix the problem.
I want to ask you about Toby Alderweireld. I know you've spoken about his injury situation, his comeback, etc. There have been lots of reports.
How far will $10 take you this year? Learn from experts around the world on udemy.com. Explore tens of thousands of
account, and his in style in the 7th minute. For a bit of a mix-up at the back. Mehdi Benatia with the second goal. Second phase from a corner, knocked back in by Miralem Pjanic, the other new signing on show today. Sandro able to get that under his spell. That's Luke Amos. Replacing Dominic Ball. So looks as though there's a bit of a rejig. Amos, known as a midfielder, but he can play in the full-back positions, and well, here they come, the Juventus youngsters. Jan Severin, we saw there, started the game against Melbourne Victory. Coccolo is coming on as well, replacing Alex Sandro. Severin is
Good afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome to everyone from Italy as well that's joined us. I'll just introduce you to everyone on the top table. To my left, goalkeeper and captain Hugo Lloris. To his left, manager Maurizio Pochettino. We have Jesus Perez and our translator at the end. Can we just check, first of all, if you raise your hand, if you do require Italian translation? If no one raises their hand, we'll do the entire press conference in English. Good, okay. Then in that case, we'd ask, as usual, wait for the translation before asking the next question. If you do wish to ask a question, please raise your hand. We'll start with questions to Hugo. Who would like to get us started? You just raise your hand. Ian, for Hugo.
But there was still 80 minutes to play, and I think we already showed in the past our character, and I think it was another example of the competitivity of our team, and we were nearly out of the competition because if they had scored a third goal half time, it would have been very difficult, and then we turned the game in our side, and we were very pleased with the result. And it's true that we have a little advantage because we scored 2 goals away from home. But you know, at this level of the competition against a team like Juventus, everything is possible if you don't put the right energy, the right mentality, the right attitude. You know, things can turn very quickly. It's about details, and we are aware of that, and we'll be ready for this fight again.
Ugo, che cosa ti passava per la testa sul 0-2? Per te era già finita la partita, era ovviamente un disastro, ma io mi sono detto che mancavano ancora 80 minuti alla fine della prima partita e noi già nel passato abbiamo dimostrato il nostro carattere e questo è un esempio di quello che siamo capaci di fare. Ovviamente se loro avessero segnato un terzo gol prima dell'intervallo sul 3-0, allora le cose erano veramente complicate. Comunque noi poi nel secondo tempo abbiamo giocato molto meglio e siamo molto contenti del risultato. Abbiamo un piccolo vantaggio noi perché abbiamo segnato 2 gol fuori casa, però sappiamo che a questo livello, soprattutto contro le squadre della qualità della Juve, tutto è possibile. Quindi conta molto la mentalità, conta l'energia, noi di questo siamo molto consapevoli e poi conteranno soprattutto i dettagli, secondo me, domani sera.
Hey John.
Hugo, just wondered as a world-class goalkeeper yourself, whether I can ask you from the free station for Buffon. I mean, he's just been a legend in the game. How much has he been an inspiration to you, goalkeepers like you? Do you think it would be possible possible for him to play at such a high level at his age? Where is he now?
I don't know, and I don't really know, and I don't think about that, to be honest. But he's one of the greatest in football history, obviously. He put his stamp on the football history, and you can only have respect and admiration for his whole career. And it's true that when I was at the academy, there was two keepers that was kind of inspiration, was Iker Casillas and Gianluigi Buffon. And it's true that it's always special when you met them and when you played against them, but as soon as the game started, you know, you're very focused on your performance, and your own motivation is to win the game.
In quanto anche lei è un portiere fuori classe, ci può fare qualche commento su Buffon? Buffon ormai conosciutissimo come una leggenda nel calcio, come portiere. Lui è sempre stato un'ispirazione forse per te, e ti sorprende il fatto che lui sempre è capace di giocare a questo livello in questo momento. Ma sull'ultimo pezzo non faccio commenti, però perché non ci penso nemmeno, però ovviamente lui è sempre stato uno dei migliori in assoluto, assolutamente. Io ho il massimo rispetto per lui. Io quando ero giovane nell'accademia c'erano due esempi per me, uno era Casillas, l'altro Buffon, e li ho sempre guardati, e quindi è molto speciale poter giocare contro loro due o contro questi grandi portieri. Però appena io ho il massimo rispetto, però ovviamente appena inizia la partita io a questo non ci penso più, penso solo alla mia partita.
Hugo, it's quite simple. If Juventus don't score, Tottenham go through. Have you ever wanted to keep a clean sheet more in your life?
I don't think in this way, to be honest. I think we expect a tough game, another battle, as I said. It will demand a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and we're going to start the game in the same way as usual. Our target is to win the game, to enjoy your football, to put the right energy with the help of our crowd, and it's the best way to enjoy this competition. You know, if you start to think too much and if you play for a draw, I mean, especially against an experimented team like Juve, you can be in trouble. I think the best way is to start sharp and as we used to do at home. I mean, with the same mentality, and the best way is to enjoy the football that we were going to play.
Vabbè, la situazione è molto semplice, no? Se non segna la Juve passa il Tottenham. Tu la pensi così, ci tieni assolutamente a non subire gol. Ma io non ci penso così, perché so benissimo che sarà una partita molto difficile, che chiederà molta energia, molte sforze, e noi giocheremo piuttosto per vincere, come facciamo sempre. Giocheremo per vincere con l'aiuto anche dei nostri tifosi, perché giocare per solo garantirci un pareggio è molto pericoloso, perché sappiamo che abbiamo di fronte una squadra come la Juve che ha molta esperienza, e quindi noi dobbiamo iniziare bene con la stessa mentalità, la stessa energia, e puntare sulla vittoria.
Brian.
What do you think's been the big difference at Wembley this season, and given the fact you've been here now for 5.5 years, is this the best squad that's on you've seen?
But to be honest, I feel that the club and the team is going stronger and stronger every season. It's true that we have most of the players, we've been here 2, 3, 4 years together under Mauricio Pochettino and his staff, and we share experience together, and I think we arrive at one point with all the maturity that we built, all the confidence that we've built. We know exactly the expectation from our manager and the way he wants us to play football. And now it's just to enjoy, because we are in the most important period of the season. You can win or lose everything that you've built since the beginning of the season, and enjoy the competition. We know we are in a good shape. We are strong mentally, physically, but you need to show it every time that you have the opportunity. And tomorrow is the highest level that we can play. In football, Champions League against the one of the biggest club in Europe. They played the last 2 finals in the last 3 years in this competition. So it's the great moment, you know, to show the real face of Tottenham, and this is how we. This is the state today of the team and all the club to show the quality and the strength of the club.
Ugo, ci può spiegare un attimo qual è la differenza adesso quando giocate a Wembley, per favore? E poi lei è qui ormai da 5 anni e mezzo, questo è il miglior gruppo di giocatori che ha conosciuto da quando è arrivato qui a Tottenham. Ma io dico che come società, anche come squadra, come gruppo di giocatori, stiamo crescendo, stiamo diventando sempre più forti. È vero che la maggior parte dei giocatori ormai sono qui da 3 o 4 anni, quindi giochiamo insieme.
No.
Metto qui.
No.
Buonasera a tutti, benvenuti. Vi prego di presentarvi prima di fare le domande. Possiamo iniziare con le domande per il capitano dello Juve. Grazie.
Please, before you speak, good evening, first of all, everyone. And then before you ask a question, if you'd just like to introduce yourselves. First question is for the captain, Gianluigi Buffon, please.
Così dura tanto.
Hello, it's John Cross from the Daily Mirror. I just wondered whether I could ask you what it will mean for you to play at Wembley tomorrow night, the challenge that lies in front of you. I mean, obviously Tottenham probably are in the pole position, but Juventus having so much experience, can you turn it around?
Innanzitutto, buonasera, lavoro per Daily Mirror. Vorrei chiedere che cosa significa per lei giocare qui a Wembley. Una bella sfida domani, anche se probabilmente Tottenham ha un pochino di vantaggio, però con la vostra esperienza in quanto club, in quanto squadra, che cosa pensate di poter fare domani?
Sì. Buonasera, sì, sicuramente è una sfida molto accattivante, dovuta dal fatto che si gioca in uno stadio e un teatro storicamente incredibile, e poi dovuto al fatto che insomma noi dobbiamo cercare di conquistarci questa qualificazione che, visto il risultato dell'andata ma anche la forza dell'avversario, sembra un pochino in salita, ma sai, alla fine le cose in discesa delle volte fregano più di quelle in salita.
Good evening, everyone. Obviously, it's a fascinating challenge for us to be playing here in Wembley, playing in what is a historic, I suppose, footballing theatre more than anything else. It's also a challenge because we have to try to get through following the game, the first tie, the first leg, and the result there, and also because we're playing a very, very strong Spurs team. We all know that. So it's going to be uphill battle for us, but then again, sometimes you can get caught out if it's all downhill anyway. So I think that we're going to be up for the challenge.
Potete gentilmente prenotarvi prima per le domande, così abbiamo un po' di tempo da organizzare.
Buongiorno Gigi, buon pomeriggio. Volevo sapere qual era il tuo stato d'animo prima di questa partita. Si è detto che incrociando le dita potrebbe anche essere l'ultima di Champions. Volevo sapere se ci avevi pensato in questi giorni o se invece è un pensiero che neppure ti sfiora. Grazie.
No, devo dire la verità che non m'ha sfiorato il pensiero, anche perché sono ottimista per natura. E poi mi auguro che almeno per quest'anno non sia l'ultima né per me né anche per la Juve, ecco, più che altro che non sia l'ultima per la Juve nella sua, che ci siano tante altre più importanti.
So how are you feeling? What's your kind of like mindset going into this game? You know it's going to be a huge challenge, as we've already said, and of course it could perhaps be your last game in the Champions League, or perhaps you haven't even thought about that. Well, I have to say that no, that idea hasn't even crossed my mind at all, not least of all because I'm very optimistic by nature, and I certainly hope it won't be the last game in the Champions League for me this year or any other year, and more importantly, I hope that it won't be the last year for my team, Juventus, either.
Hi, Brian Swanson from Sky Sports News here in London. Just to pick up on what you said there about this being an uphill battle, what are you expecting from Tottenham tomorrow night? How are you expecting them to approach this game, given the first leg?
Sono Brian Swanson di Sky Sports News. Lei ha detto che sarà una partita forse in salita domani. Che cosa si aspetta da Tottenham domani? Quale sarà l'approccio di Tottenham secondo lei?
Secondo me il Tottenham è una squadra che ha delle caratteristiche e un assetto, un modo di giocare collaudato, e quindi farà la partita che è capace di fare, cioè con un calcio propositivo, un calcio secondo me d'attacco, un calcio fisico e tecnico che ci metterà sicuramente in difficoltà, però è anche un calcio che concede ogni tanto agli avversari l'opportunità di poter avere delle occasioni favorevoli da rete, e quindi credo che si assisterà a una partita molto, molto bella e molto, molto equilibrata, nella quale il cinismo, chi sarà la squadra che risulterà più cinica, secondo me vincerà la gara e prenderà qualificazione.
Well, I think Spurs quite clearly have lots of great attributes. They have a very kind of tried and trusted style of play, which means that they like to go forward, they like to attack, they can be physical, they're very good technically as well. So doubtless they'll create plenty of problems for us, but by the same token, I think they have a style of play which sometimes allows the opposition perhaps a few chances, perhaps an opportunity, a goal. So I think that the fans are in for a treat tomorrow. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be very even, I believe. And I think ultimately the team which has the best clinical edge will be the team that wins tomorrow and the team that goes through to the next round.
Ciao Gigi, Antonio Barilla alla Stampa. Senti, volevo chiederti, nel 2018 avete sempre vinto e mai preso gol tranne che con il Tottenham. È una coincidenza o è il fatto di un confronto internazionale che mette a nudo una differenza che ancora c'è oltre confine?
No, penso che non sia una coincidenza, nel senso che secondo me la nostra compattezza e la nostra fase difensiva a tutti i livelli è e rimarrà sempre una delle migliori in assoluto, di questo ne sono certo, e lo dicevo anche a inizio stagione, nel momento in cui molti di noi e la squadra stessa veniva attaccata per i gol subiti. Però ci sono anche gli avversari, le qualità dell'avversario e le caratteristiche. Il Tottenham è una squadra veramente prettamente offensiva e ha proprio nei giocatori d'attacco, secondo me, le armi migliori, no? Poi quando puoi disporre di gente come Kane, Dele Alli, Eriksen e questa gente qua, insomma ci sta che il golletto ci scappi, ecco. 2 magari è stato un po' troppo.
I think thus far this season Spurs are the only team that have managed to score more than 1 goal against you. And do you think it's a coincidence that this has happened in the Champions League because you're playing at a higher level, so it's more difficult to keep a clean sheet or to concede or to avoid conceding goals? Well, I don't think it really is necessarily a coincidence, despite the fact that we are very compact and we're very tight in defence is undoubtedly one of our strengths, and this is something which I reiterated at the beginning of the season, even when we were being criticised for conceding a fair few goals. And I think this will continue to be our strength in the future, but sometimes you just have to look at the opponents and take them into consideration as well, and the way in which they play. Spurs in particular, they're a very attacking team, they're very good in attack. I would imagine it would be fair to say that that's really their strength, and I think that when you've got players like Kane, Ali or Eriksen around, you can concede a goal, although I admit that conceding two is perhaps a bit too many.